We're at a different place. So yeah, so Jerry, I got Jerry here. He used to didn't have no tattoos. Now he got tattoos everywhere. What's going on?
You want to see my other one?
Oh no, keep that one for yourself. Do that, I might have to kick you. But no, I was having problems with the carburetor. This car, it have a 2-barrel carb on it, and when I would let it sit for a couple of weeks, you have to put gas back into the carburetor to get it going. But you say it could be something else other than the carb then, huh?
You gotta start from the back to the front to find out if you're having issues with gas. If your fuel pump's bleeding back or diaphragm's weak, start the car up, put a hose on the end of your fuel line, put it in a bucket, crank the car over, see if the fuel pump would pump gas into the bucket. Before
you start it? Like, don't have it where it starts, or what?
Crank it over with the hose in the bucket, or just let it go all over, you know. Crank the car over, and your fuel pump will pump, even if there's no carburetor on there.
Oh, okay.
And if you get gas right away, then you're okay from fuel pump back.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
But if it takes a while for the fuel to come up, it means you got an issue, weak fuel pump, who knows, sending unit.
Sending unit, yeah.
You know,
because you say it's losing pressure or something.
It's not holding pressure.
Not holding pressure in there?
Yeah.
So you mean like just leave it like this and turn it over and see if gas come up out of there right away?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
We can do it right now. I can turn the key and
I
just go, you know.
I got a battery. Yeah, I'll put a cup in front of it. Yeah, let me hook the battery up then. See if we can blow the garage up. You say,
I can't push this out.
Oh, man. All right, let me hook this battery up with. So, yeah, so when we took this off, it shot gas up out of there. But you said at the beginning it wouldn't shoot out.
It was like, you know, not, and then it was like, you know, and then, I mean,
it did a little better.
I cranked and cranked and cranked. That bottle should have been full.
Crank it again. You think so? That quick?
Yeah. I mean, a fuel pump is really pumping. Well,
it'll pump it out of there.
Yeah. You know, you should get a lot more. A lot.
Yeah. It's sputtering.
Yeah. So go with the.
So with a good fuel pump, it'll probably
or like you said, if you got a fuel filter between it, it could have been it's plugging it.
Well, there ain't no fuel filter on there now, though.
Is there one between that and that?
No.
All right, then it's your fuel pump.
It's the fuel pump.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you say it could be in the sending unit, but that would just be for losing pressure.
Well,
not really letting fuel come up.
It doesn't really do much. Remember, there's a filter in the tank too.
On that sending unit.
If that thing's plugged up and there's a lot of crap at the bottom of the tank, and only allowing a little gas to come through, that could be an issue too.
But the quickest thing is the fuel pump.
Yeah, that's
just
the easiest
thing to try that. But you say sometime they can lose pressure like over time. Like if it's sitting around, it could lose pressure.
Some will bleed off, some will, a good sealed system, it'll hold pressure for a long time. You know, but I mean, it's an old car.
All right.
I mean, it shouldn't. It's not a Chrysler, you know, where you gotta pump the crap out of it after they've been sitting.
They don't start too good either. The old Chryslers, even the newer Chryslers back in the day.
You know, that's the best motor ever made, the 318.
Yeah, they ran good. But okay, so I'm gonna change the fuel pump on there, and I'll do that before I put the carb on there. I'll order me one up. Yeah, yeah, before I put that on there, I'm gonna order one up, and then I'm gonna do the same test again. See what happens.
You can always go on an electric fuel pump too.
No, I don't like all that crap. You know, some of the guys I talked to, like one guy I met him. He's got a red 77, and he had that new system with the. You know what I mean?
No.
Fuel ejected or whatever. You know that new fuel system.
The carburetor you can put on this fuel injected.
Yeah, and all of that. And he say he watched one of my videos about I had for the Wildcat I had the car rebuilt, and that guy died, man. Right after he was gonna sell me his company, and I was wondering why I couldn't get in touch with him. I think he died like right after, because I tried for 2 years trying to get in touch with him, and he was in Kenosha, and I finally went down there about 3 months ago, right before I went back to work, and I asked the people, because he was in the storage unit, and he was going to teach me how to rebuild carbs, and he was going to sell me everything for $20,000. But he worked on downdraft airplanes. So he was real good. He had all kind of machinery.
He'd be good with motorcycle carbs.
He was just good, man. And he must have knew he was dying then. He just didn't say nothing to me.
How old was he?
I did a video with him, but he was about
your age,
our age, a little older, like.
He must have just felt bad one day, went to the doctor, and that was it.
No, he had told me he was sick, but he didn't tell me he was dying. He told me he had to stay in the hospital where he had to stay a while. And so he passed away, but he when I got the car back, you know how the Buicks boom, boom, and it would bog down. And even like if I tried to take off burning rubber, it would bog down first, then it would start spinning rubber. And I called him back. I'm like, he said, no, I don't work on them. I don't, tune them or nothing. I just work on them. And I called all kind of Buick guys. I'm like, man, what is this car doing? He told me, he said, nobody could tell me what was going on. He said, adjust the secondary.
Secondaries are open too fast.
He told me to adjust the secondary, Jerry, and I played around with that thing, turned it, I marked it with a little white out marker or whatever, and I adjusted it like a quarter. He told me to go a quarter of a turn one way and a quarter of a turn the other way. He said, by the time you reach a half, you should.
Oh, you mean the needles?
No. The secondary on the car.
The butterflies.
Yeah, the back butterfly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he told me to turn, because it's spring loaded.
Yeah.
And he told me turn that a quarter of a turn and a quarter. Jerry, man, once I did that, man, I could be doing 30 miles an hour in that Wildcat and hit that baby, and it'll break loose and start spinning rubber again. So I'm like, man, I'm sad he died, because I wanted him to redo another carburetor, but he passed away. I went down there, asked the lady at the storage unit. He said, yeah, he died about 2 years ago. And said his son came, moved all the equipment out. Yeah, so he knew he was, but when I tried calling, I called him back in about 2 weeks, and I never could get back in touch with him again. I kept calling. I said, I just got to go down here, and I finally went down while the office was open, and, she said, yeah, he died. Son came, moved everything out, but that guy was good.
One of these.
Donnell had a 76.
Yeah, he had that. I think it was tan or something. Not tan. Gray. Yeah.
I don't remember that, because when he was selling, I would try, because he was good at flipping.
Yeah.
He would buy stuff and sell it.
He kind of. I think he was. He kept it for a while, and I think he ended up trading it or something.
He didn't drive it, did he?
Yeah, all the time. He came by me, and I readjusted carb for him and that. And then he burned rubber all the way down the alley.
Man, I never seen that one. Because I would have been trying to buy it from him. Because, you know, it took me 25 years to find this.
Mm.
No, I would find them, Jerry, but they would be rotted out around the where the top line is. And, you know, they would be rotted out. So I never... I want... Because you can't find replacement panels. So you got to start with a decent body. You know, so... And then you taught me the trick on taking the quarters and swapping them around on the other side. You taught me that way back. And then when I got to looking at first back then, I didn't understand. I was like, Jerry, crazy. Crazy Jerry. I'm about to start calling him Crazy Jerry. But then as I got to doing more and more body work,
you're like, oh, that guy is
yeah,
pretty
no,
smart.
I knew you was always smart. I just couldn't understand. I couldn't get the concept. But, you know, after I started doing it more, then I was like, wow, yeah, you can swap them around like that on a lot of cars. So pickups and everything. So
yeah, they're not going to make a different front to a different back, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Unless
I didn't
it's
know.
who knows, that Corvette.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's all good. See, I'm gonna try that fuel pump though. All right.